Surprise, motherfucker! What's up? This is your friendly neighborhood Venger Satanis. Um, this video is about Encounter Critical 3. It's done. It's done. It's out. It has been dispersed into the world via the Kickstarter backers. So they got it, and then I got word that Drive-Thru RPG was going to give their final approval, and it was going to hit the virtual shelves over there, and it has. I will put the link in the description below where you can download it for $10. It's a 69-page PDF, full color. Yeah, it's a role-playing game where, and you probably heard me talk about this before or use the same or similar words. I tried to marry the original Encounter Critical role-playing game with, an OSR sort of neo-retro clone. For me, I used Crimson Dragon Slayer D20 because that's what I've been using the last few years to run my Chult games. So it just seemed like a natural fit that I would use something that I'm familiar and comfortable with as sort of the baseline to pull Encounter Critical into the OSR. And hopefully you like it. It was a lot of work, not just in terms of the sheer writing or amount. I feel like Chartreuse Shadows wasn't as difficult in some spots as Encounter Critical 3. Even though EC3, I'll just call it that because it's easier to say, it was only 69 pages, and Chartreuse Shadows is 360. So there's more just like work and just length and time of just like physical like writing and typing and things like that. But just in terms of trying to get the tone right and the vibe and the atmosphere and not cheating the Encounter Critical super fans out there and even casual fans. I don't know. I tried to please not everybody, but I tried to please the majority, and I think I did that. I've already read a few reviews, gotten some feedback. Well, one review and several like comments on how it was received. So far it's been positive, so hopefully that remains the case. But even before the Kickstarter and before I dived in, there was a lot of like back and forth in my head, like, how do I make a new edition, a new version of Encounter Critical? Like, how there's so many different ways you could do that. And at the end of the day, I just picked one and I ran with it because you can't just like have a dozen different ideas, some of them completely contrary to each other, in your mind and like go forward with that. At the end of the day, you've got to pick one or two or some sort of like overarching design philosophy or aesthetic or whatever. And then you just have to do that, whatever that is. You can't just be like, well, I want it to be like this, and I kind of also want it to be like that, maybe, and then possibly this third thing. You can't do that all the way down into the end zone or whatever, because then it's just going to look like some weird Frankenstein mishmash. You don't want that either. So hopefully I did a job that you will be pleased with, that you will like. And I would love your feedback. I would love to hear about it. especially after you've played it. Playtest reviews, I think, or just trial by fire reviews, reviews where the game has actually been played and used. I find those to be the most valuable. You do too, probably. And yeah, let me know. I mean, obviously, it's going to take a while because it just came out. So, even if you had a game starting like tomorrow, it's going to take a few days for people to like wrap their head around what happened, and then do a write up, and then post a review, and that's if I get insanely lucky that people like get on that shit right away and then decide to do me a favor and review it, which it is. If you review something of mine, you're basically doing me a favor, and I greatly appreciate it. So I think that's all I've got to say right now. There was very minimal editing when it came to drive-throughs suggestions on how to keep EC3 within the guidelines or rules or protocols that they have set up for themselves. I kind of skirt the outside edge of what's acceptable sometimes, and they found a couple things that they wanted me to slightly alter or change, and I did. One was like nothing at all, and another was, a little bit more challenging, I guess. I mean, I felt like there was less reason. There was more pushback internally in my mind that I'm like, I don't see why I should. Why I should have to. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's going to protect anybody at all. I don't think it's going to not offend anybody. Well, maybe, but sometimes reality itself is offensive to certain people, and sometimes we should reinforce that reality, especially if it's offensive to people, because sometimes you need to be clocked over the head that reality exists, and that's how we keep functioning, and that's how society moves forward. But whatever, that's so yeah, that wasn't really an issue. One little tiny thing, and I quickly got over it, and I did what I had to do, and yeah, they gave their final approval. So yeah, it's up there. Click the link down there, download it. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you already have it. If not, then yeah, give it a try. And then, of course, there's the Chult holiday sale. Still a few more days till Christmas, so the sale will keep going until, I don't know, probably the December 26th, maybe. Maybe I'll extend it until New Year's Day, depending. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description down below too for the Chult for the holidays sale, because I want to get as many trilogies out there, as many Chult hardcover books gone as I can, out of my basement and into the tentacles of you readers and gamers. And I want to see what you create, which again, the Chult Game Jam is happening. So if you have an idea for something in Chult or using that, or Encounter Critical 3, or the original Encounter Critical, or Alpha Blue, the Purple Islands, Revelry and Torth, pretty much all that stuff. There's an open game license between January 1st and Valentine's Day, February 14th. And if you create it during that time period, you can monetize it and keep monetizing it even after that window closes. So a little extra incentive to create something awesome for everybody, for you, for me, for customers out there. And yeah, you should enjoy the fruits of your own labor. And I'd personally love to see what you create using my various intellectual properties. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you before then. Yeah. All right.